I've been calling FSG out all season. I've been getting lots of stick for calling FSG out. A lot of people complain that there's nothing wrong, everything is all good. The club is running well. Look at us, we're top of the league, we're top of the Champions League in the early part of the seasons. When I'm saying we need signings, because we're in a good position to win multiple trophies this season if we got signings. No signings, we're down to one. Yes, it's a big one. Yes, it's hashtag number 20, but we're down to one. So if you ask me like what does my transfers look like next season for Liverpool, I think Kelleher leaves, and I think next season is gonna be Mamadashvili and Alisson in goal fighting out for that position. So I do think Kelleher leaves. And as I said, this was made before the Trent news come out because I have my list here. All of this was done before the Trent news come out. I do think we're gonna for right back is gonna be Frimpong. I think Liverpool is gonna sign Frimpong, and it's gonna be Frimpong and Bradley playing right back for Liverpool next season. Centre back, ooh, I had Konate staying because I thought I did think that Van Dijk would have left, so I had Konate staying, and for me it was gonna be Konate, Slotterbeck, Guehi from Crystal Palace. I know my fan base doesn't think that he's good enough. And Gerald Kwanzaa. I know there is links that just came out that Kwanzaa has been linked with Newcastle, but I do think it's going to be Joe Gomez going. And if Van Dijk stays, unless Konate is willing to accept that contract without the release clause, that's what I'm hearing. I am not a tier one. I don't know anything about transfers, but if that's the case, then yeah, then we're looking at maybe Konate could be leaving in the summer instead of Van Dijk, and we have to get someone in. And I do believe like a Slotterbeck could do it. I do believe that what do you call it now? Mark Guay from Crystal Palace. I do rate him as a player. I do. They're all leaving, man. That's what I thought too, bro. I actually thought that they were all leaving and stuff. But yeah, I do see Margaret. I like Gray from Crystal Palace. I know a lot of people don't. I know a lot of people think that he's like overrated and stuff like that. But I do like him. I think he's a really good defender. I think under the Arne slot system that he would do good. One down, two to go. I don't know, man. I'm building this team that doesn't have any of them in it. So if you're a bit late, I don't have any other the three players in the starting in this squad going into next season. At left back, I do think we'll bring in Kirkes from Bournemouth, but I don't know which one is staying. If it's gonna be Simicast or it's gonna be Robertson. Robertson looked past it, but the manager doesn't trust Simicast. And that's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking that we might keep Robertson for another season. I think this is going to be his last. He's going into his last year of his contract. I don't think they're going to offer him a new contract. I think they're just going to let him run his contract down and just keep him at the club for the last year. So that's how I see it going. I'm not sure who else we're going to bring in for that left back. I doubt we're going to be bringing two brand new left back in because that's just crazy. That's just too much new players across the back line. So I think the back line, you might start the season with if Konate and Verge stay, then you see a Konate Verge starting, or one of the newer signings, but then they would maybe start the season with maybe a Robertson and a Bradley starting at right back. I don't think the new signing would start, depending on Arne Slot though, because depending on how quickly we get the signings over the line, depending on how many preseasons they get and stuff like that. In midfield, I would go sign Palacios from Leverkusen. I think he's a good defensive midfielder. I think he'll fit Slock's system really well, and have him paired with like Grab in that center midfield and stuff. Then still have Subasai, still have McAllister, Jones, and Elliott for that midfield. I would have Grav and Palacios, or Palacios and Sabasai. Sabasai playing the 8, Grav playing that role, and put McAllister as the 10. So have a rotation in the middle of the field. I do think Endo is going to leave this season, so I don't think we're going to keep Endo beyond this season. So I do think Endo will leave this season, but I would go get Palacios from Bayer Leverkusen because I do think that slot would work well with him. For the left wing position, Luis Diaz look like he's gonna be leaving. It's not a secret. I know he hasn't signed a new contract and he's on peanuts. But I think they've been touting for him to leave Liverpool for the last couple of years. They've been touting for Luis Diaz to leave. I think he's gonna leave this summer. If the manager trusts to get Chiesa left or right, I don't know. But if he trusts to put Chiesa on the wing, I think we can have a Gakpo Chiesa on the wing. If he doesn't trust and the club believes that they want to go out and sign, I would go sign Nicolas Gonzalez from, I think he's at Fiorentina or something, or there. I think so. Yeah, so I signed Nicolas Gonzalez. Yes, I'm signing a lot of Argentine players in the squad because Argentina is producing some good players right now, and I believe that we could get a few more of them. Then we don't have to worry about Africa Cup of Nations in January, where we're going to lose some of the best players. But yes, I would go get Nicolas Gonzalez to play left wing or right wing because he can play both if that's the case. No, on the right wing, as I would put it, and this list that I put does not have Chiesa in it as well because for some reason I think he might leave. I want him to stay. I am praying that it works out for him at Liverpool, but he might leave. And I would add Embuemo and Nico Williams. I know a lot of people is gonna say Nico Williams is overrated and all the fun stuff, and these are underwhelming signings. But the same people that are saying no that these might be underwhelming signings are the same people who come out and said Mohamed Salah was an underwhelming signing because Mohamed Salah wasn't the flavor of the month. Mohamed Salah was a Chelsea reject. It's the same people that were complaining when we paid to pick up Sadio Mane from Southampton. Okay, we're buying another Southampton. Not just a player? Why not just buy the Southampton squad? But I do think that Embuemo could come in to Liverpool and do an extremely good job. He won't put up Salah numbers because I don't think we're going to be seeing another winger like Salah at our club anytime soon. So I'm not expecting him to put up Salah numbers. But what I know that he'll do is that he'll contribute to goals because Mbuemo does contribute a lot to goals. And with slot system, he would strive in slot system. Now, for the attacking options, this is where it gets real tricky for me going forward in attack. Now, a lot of people is looking at Cunha from Wolves. Cunha is a good player for Wolves. The problem is Cunha would fit a Jurgen Klopp style system, not an Arne Slot style system. I think Arne Slot wants an out and out number 9, like a throwback striker type of deal. And I'm thinking that there are a few strikers that are on the market that I would look at. There's Usherman, who has like a 60 million release clause. There's a lot of link with Julian Alvarez. Julian Alvarez just moved to Atletico Madrid. And I would love to have Julian Alvarez if that means that I send Jota and Darwin Nunes the other way and add money to that just to get Julian Alvarez. I would do that. Yes, again, as I said, my transfer team, the guys that I'm putting together, it's very Argentina heavy because I want to get the best out of McAllister and maybe we need to add some more of his friends around to get the best out of him. I'm just saying. So I will get that. But if I can't, I think a strike partnership of maybe Usherman and Delap is it's a good strike partnership.